Okay, so it's 6:10. I guess we're gonna go ahead and start. Okay, so the last thing the guy told us to do was to take him back home to Mushroom Village. So this Mushroom Village right there. Yes, it is. How do you like riding Flamey? Hey, Gimbo. When you get lost up there, use his special powers. Press start to see the map. LNR buttons change modes. You'll find the lofty mountains to the southwest. What you seek is there. Visit me again, okay? Okay. No, I did not get lost. Okay, so up to the southwest. Does the L button do something, or is it all just... Okay, so only the R button does that. I guess the L button goes back. L button do shit. L and R button my ass. Right here? Alright, there. We'll check here first. Monsters patrol the paths of the peak. I hope Sage Joke's okay. Welcome to the Lofty Mountains. This is Mandala. Okay. I just want to make sure I have everything I need to. Go down the mountain a bit and you'll see a cave monsters are dwelling. But it's the Palace of Darkness. Why, thanks. Bald-headed alderman. Mana sustains the cosmos, but it's not infinite. People no longer cherish life, so mana is fading away. People from all over visit our ancient temple. No. Come on, get up. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna go check the cave then. fierce head. Well, it's a dead head. This looks like the Palace of Darkness. Hey, Viral. Okay. So it looks like there's nothing I can currently do. Wait, can I go under this? Nope. I didn't want to open that. Well, at least it wasn't whatever I'm trying to think of. At least it wasn't a negative thing. Whip, yeah, huh? It's actually a Morning Star, but looks still like a whip. Alright. Me to sleep. Again. Come on, wake up. Wait, how did I not see the cat guy down there? How in the hell did I miss him? And how in the hell did I hit that thing? in, the stage is out. What? Fairy Shock went to the Palace of Darkness. You saw it on the way here. I did, but I couldn't do anything in it. What the hell? Okay, so back down to the place of darkness, I suppose. Went back to sleep again? Come on, get up. There we go. Here we go. This is what I missed the first time around. Not to mine. I was hoping it was an orb, but it was just me. How sad. I feel sneeze coming on.
why aren't you coming up? Why are you sitting down there for some odd reason? There, they're all dead now. Come on. Hey, Bara. Not that. What the hell did that switch to? I have one more door, which is the main door. I can't make it, can I? No, I gotta go way down to get a dumbass. Come on. Nothing changed over here, so what the hell was the point of that? Oh, I know what the point is. Okay, I see it now. I see it. This. We are this far in. Wrong button. Stats. We have 4 of the mana seeds, and we're in the Dark Palace or whatever. Got it open. I'm glad I came back. Who the hell just casted Lava Wave on me? I mean, I guess so. I'm assuming that since there's 8 seeds, we're about halfway or so. Because, you know, I mean, the whole thing is supposed to be getting the 8 seeds to power the sword, right? Like, I've played far enough into, I think, get the first seed before. Hey, Whimsical. But I've never played far enough in to get past the first seed. Yeah, Bar, you got me doing this, and then you have Rab doing his, he's doing Dragon Quest VI, I believe. Yeah, I had never seen past the first seed either. I really found it funny with MatCat. I was like, yeah, you know, I've never done Final Fantasy 3 or Final Fantasy 5. I probably should do Final Fantasy 5 and stream it because it'll be a 100. Well, it won't be 100% blind run. I have played the beginning of that like I played the beginning of this, but it'll basically be a blind run. And like the next day, he's like, I'm streaming Final Fantasy 5, and I was like, all right. What the hell, MatCat? What the hell? Is me just talking about it feel like you needed to stream it, or what's going on there? Cast your stupid walls. Why do I feel like I'm basically going the right way? And I was trying to... What the holy hell? This one. I need to analyze it. Feels selling. Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it can't be helped, you know, like, so, oh, wait a minute. Wait, maybe he doesn't feel salamander now? Or does he? No, wait, what? Oh, I see. He's changing his elements. Who the hell just hit him for 300 damage, though? Or wait, or was that... Maybe he does just still fear it, even though he's changing colors. TP. I don't know what TP is. Hey, Dewey. Time portal. Time patrol. Toilet paper. Toilet paper! Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not the best entertainer either, but you know, still just trying to have some fun. Fire. Should be almost dead. There we go, he is dead. And that's another one down. And another one down, and another one down. Another one bites the dust, hey! Hey, I'm gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust, yeah! Got Javelin's orb. I am the spirit of darkness, an element of mana. Few have defeated my dark servants. Take my powers as your reward. I was like, Ferraris? The fuck? There's a game called Ferrari? You just driving Ferraris? See, I never really got into Terraria because, like, I only played it on console, and it's just not made for console. Like, them putting it on console, in my opinion, was just, like, the biggest mistake. And people might disagree with me, but I really feel I'm fucking missing one. I really feel like, you know, it was a mistake. And again, that's just my personal opinion, not the opinion of everybody in the world. But having a game that basically runs on controller-like fighting input, where you have to like aim with a mouse to attack in a certain direction or to dig in a certain direction, doesn't work very well with a fucking controller. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to switch this. And again, that's just my opinion. Maybe some people really found it not to be hard at all to use this weird mouse-like controlling, you know, on a controller instead of a fucking mouse and a keyboard. Now let's go up the mountain. So I'm gonna need this again. Oh yeah, on PC it's great, but on console, I just don't think it plays good on console at all. I don't think it was. I mean, it was obviously it was on PC first. It was made for PC, and unlike Final Fantasy XIV, which has a controller system and a keyboard and mouse system, there is no controller system per se for it on the console. The controller system is literally just the same as if you were playing on PC and using a keyboard and mouse. So it just doesn't translate very well. I mean, there's a few RTSs that did not do too bad being on a console, but yeah. But I agree with Doobie. Most everything that's RTS really should not be on console. But yeah, there's a few, like Viral was saying, there's a few. Now I think he's being sarcastic, but no, I really do think there's a few RTSs out there that don't play horrifically bad on a console. Obviously, still the better choice would be PC, but on a console, it's not the end of the fucking world. You know. Get him a wave, fucking hornet thing. Why did you go back down the stairs? You were on them. All you had to do is come up them. Thank you. Now it doesn't matter where you assholes are. I can still get in here. Alright, he should be back now. I saved the thingy. Now he's fucking at the gold isle? What the fuck? It's big RPG time. Come on, get your asses over here towards the stairs. Let's go. We don't actually need to kill these bastards. I don't need the XP that badly. By the way, for Bara and, wasn't somebody else here that was from there? I don't know. For anybody who's from the JRPG Discord, it looks like, yeah, me and Rev, if we're going to do something together, we'll probably have to do a race of some kind and not a co-op thing. I'm looking for a co-op PC game that my laptop can play that I have or that may be able to get for cheap, that he may have or be able to get for cheap that we can co-op on. But so far, I haven't seen much. But to be fair, I also only took like 10 minutes looking, so. Get up, thank you. I still think it would be a really cool idea to have me and Rev streaming at the same time. I mean, obviously, my stream would be cut a little bit short, or I'd have to do something else for an hour since I'm not going to force him to stay up an extra hour to stream a co-op thing. But I just think it's a very interesting concept, you know, me and him streaming the same game, but having two different streamers on the same game at the same time. And I'm sure it's been done a million times, but still. The good thing about a race, though, is that some of us might, well, we might be able to open it up to a little bit other things, too. But it would either need to be a game that we've all beaten before and kind of know, or it would be a game that we've never played and I'll have to do a blind run on and see who beats it the fastest kind of thing. Why did I come all the way back to fucking down? Oh, you know what? I can actually, hold on. I can upgrade my stuff. But still, I could have just fucking flown. I just forgot that I can fly now. Alright, which one's ready? It would be the glove. It's actually ready twice, isn't it? No, it's not. I thought I had 2 of those. Now it's called Hyper Fist. So we got a Javelin. Now it's the Imps Fork. I don't have anything else, just those 2. That's sad. Yeah, a lot of people are suggesting a Link to the Past, but I already know that if I do a Link to the Past against Rev, he's gonna win, even if it's randomized. So where's the sage supposed to be for here? Because this is Gold Town, so I'm assuming it's Gold Isle. I'm jealous. Everyone moved to the resort up north. Move your ass up there. I don't have the money. Well, there you go. That's the daily problem of everybody.
Welcome. What am I saying? I don't want to deal with you.
Okay, fuck me. Right. I would love to try and make it as fair as humanly possible.
This is the Empire's Gold City.
Oh, there we go. Trying to find a way out. To the north.
Beyond is Gold Tower, no one may enter.
Fuck you, I'm going anyways. It's locked. Okay, I'm not going in anyways. The king lives in this hotel. I'm gonna go talk to him. These are his ladies. What matters in life is gold. We came to see if Menmon could give us some gold. He could. In exchange, he's gonna also give you the deed. Ha! This is the world's richest place.
Alchemists can turn rocks into gold using mana. But first you have to learn alchemy, don't you?
Okay, nobody else here. Just the king. Bitch, I was trying to talk to the king. Could you get the fuck out of the way?
Money, money, and it's all mine!
That's not helpful. So what am I missing? This is the Golden Isle, but that's all it's here. This should be the default thing. Why do I have to stick with the other thing and then have this slowly load up? So it's south of the Water Temple? Because I feel like going to talk to her at the Water Temple. Maybe she can give me some kind of real idea of what the hell I'm supposed to be doing here. Alright, later, Bara. I literally read Bara's two things together. It said, well, time for the last stop before I slip into the shadows. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, wow. Well, that's cool, Dewey. This is the Super Nintendo one, versus the PS4 remake or whatever they did. You must never lose hope. Wow, that was not helpful at all. Can I use the drum in here? Nope. I gotta be outside. That's okay. At first I fucking hated it. You know, I thought it was like the worst goddamn thing ever because it was so extremely hard. And it just seemed like unreasonably hard too. Oh, okay. This is... okay. But after you start getting magic and like take the time to level up your magic and get some money to buy some gear and stuff, it becomes much better. You can actually fight, you can actually defend yourself, you can do all kinds of shit. So much fucking better, like, once you're able to do stuff. What is this place? Have I been here? This looks like Southtown. Yes, this is Southtown. I've been here. The only things I don't like is, like, the combat system is still a bit clunky, which, of course, I mean, this is way back when, you know, and they didn't fix that combat system, sadly, either in the remake. I played the beginning of the remake, and I was like, I hate this. Like, you guys could have fixed this. And they were like, nope, fuck you, original shit. Where the hell am I? Come on. So where do I want to go? Where was I before? Go down over there. Oh, congratulations, Whimsical. Where do I went to the gold place, and I don't know anything there to do. Yeah. So I'm gonna go west to this weird place. That's what it says. West. This seems like another palace. Oh, can't move. Okay, so I can't go there yet. It's a bit weird that I can explore this garden. There's no reason to explore it, but I can do it. best thing I got is that he told me to go to the Gold Island. This is the Gold Island. So there must be someone here I missed talking to, which happened in that one village. So let's just try and find everybody to talk to.
Her silence sinking under the weight of the gold. Many have left here and gone north to Ice Country. It's too expensive to live here.
Oh wait, that's the lady. Whatever. She also has a really raspy voice. She smokes too much.
Where did King Mammon find all the gold? This is the Empire's Gold City.
It's the old guy I talked to. Talk to this guy too.
This whole island is made of gold. King Mammon stood at the lighthouse at the edge of town. The tower key was stolen by his spy from Tasdika, caught him in Southtown, but the key was never found. What's in the tower?
Okay, so there we go. Southtown it is. Southwest. Southtown is this town, right? Pretty sure it's this town. Nope. This is not the right place. Let's look at this map again. I need to go over here. That's a pretty cool look, being able to do that, but is this Southtown? I wish I could find the name stuff and whatnot. Alright, let's find anybody to talk to. See if they can tell me this is Southtown. I think it is, though. Yes, this is Southtown. Sweet.
My husband was caught stealing a secret key on the Gold Isle. Look, here it is, found it in his hidden things. I'll gladly exchange it to have him back. Here, cheers, I'll get my revenge. That gold tower key.
Ha 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 ha. Booyah. Let's get our asses in the gold tower. Alright. Come to me, my Durgan. Okay, so basically west. It sucks you're gonna be leaving this whimsical, but I'm glad that you're getting a graduation ceremony. That's always good. I kind of had a little bit of fun time at mine because when I was in high school, I was in my senior English class, and I had this really old, bitchy lady And basically, like, I was struggling to do everything. I had a job and whatnot. I was basically trying to do everything, but I would call into my job and I would, you know, be like, hey, I need to do extra credit and stuff. And I did tons and tons of extra credit for this lady. I did all kinds of stuff trying to basically make sure I would pass the class. I would stay late, I would do extra homework, I would do extra everything I could do. I mean, everything. And by the time the semester ended, she calls me up and she goes, yeah, I gave you a 69, which here is an F. Anything below, so like 70 to 74 was like a D, and then 75 to 79 or whatever was a C, and then 80 to 89 was a B, and then 90 to 99 or what, 90 to 100 was a A. And it was weird because, you know, why the fuck is the other stuff so like the D and C together, but whatever. So anyway, she gave me a 69, and she goes, I gave that to you because you didn't deserve to pass. And I was like, I came in early, I fucking stayed after school, I lost hours at work and stuff like that, I made my job lose faith in me being there, all kinds of, just to make sure I'd pass, you know, and of course, she fails me, like the asshole she was. So, sadly, I had to retake the class. Wait, only you can learn Shadow Magic? You can't learn it? That's weird. Anyways, sadly, I had to retake English, and they're like, well, you're gonna lose your early dismissal and whatnot, getting out of school. And I was like, well, that fucking blows, you know? And they were like, yeah, you're gonna lose it because you're gonna have to retake that. So no longer would I only have 7 classes or 6 classes or whatever. I'd have 7 classes. So, you know, that kind of sucked ass. Anyways, back to what I was saying though. So I did have to retake it, and she was, at first they were like, well, what we can do is we can just put you back in her class. And I was like, hell no. You know, you're not gonna put me back in her fucking class just so she can fail me a second time. I ain't playing that game. So I got put in another ladies class, and this teacher was much younger, and she was really nice and everything. And essentially, the short version of what happened when I was in this ladies class was I ended up walking out of her class with a 98, like almost a fucking, you know, perfect whatever. And so it's like, wow, it's amazing that I went from basically failing a class to basically fucking acing a class. And to me, as an authority figure type person, if I had been like a principal or vice principal or something, I would have been looking into that shit. Because here's the thing. All the football players in her class passed without even fucking trying. They were doing dip in her class, and they were like, fuck this shit, I'll do what I want. And they would just walk out and fucking be like, oh, I gotta go to the restroom, and then never fucking come back. And they all had fucking A's, because our school was about fucking football, you know? They were like, oh yeah, football teams gotta have good football players, gotta fucking win. So it doesn't matter, like, if basically we just let them fucking pass for nothing. I mean, some teachers weren't like that, but other teachers like this lady were fucking like that, 100%. You know? And it was bull fucking shit. But anyways, like I said, I got to the other class and whatnot. I got a 98. The only person who beat me in the class had 102. That girl did all this extra credit and everything else, and she only beat me by 4 fucking points. Yeah, football privileges, especially in Texas, they're fucking real as shit. Actually, I should say in the South. I'm not saying there's not like football privileges out west or up north or anything, but dear Lord, in the Midwest and in the South, holy shit, they're like, woo, we got some football today. You know, fucking just ridiculous. But anyways, so yeah, like I said, the only person who actually beat me, didn't he just fucking die? What the hell? The only girl who actually beat me had 102. Fire. She had 102 and I had a 98. So, you know, I ended up fucking winning. Not winning. I'm winning. I ended up passing. So now that you guys have the backstory, now I can tell you why my graduation was so nice. So we go to graduation, and that teacher's there, the one who failed me, and for whatever fucking reason, she's sitting right next to me. You know, I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? So she's sitting right next to me, and I'm like, this is some crazy ass shit. But she looks over and she remembers me and whatever, because I kind of gave her a piece of my mind after she failed me. So she remembers me, and she's like, oh, Josh, I'm surprised to see you here. I didn't think you were gonna make it, you know, or whatever. Now she's an old ass bitch, so I turn around and go, yeah, I didn't think you'd make it here either. And I just fucking sat there smiling at her old ass like, bitch, you could just die right here and I would just fucking let it happen. Because I fucking swear to God, you are such a bitch. You fucking failed me even though I tried my fucking heart out to make sure I didn't fail your class. Then after you fucking failed me for that shit, you have the balls to sit here and talk shit to me some more? Get the fuck out of here. You know? So... yeah, I definitely gave her a little bit of my mind, a little bit of something. Yeah, dude, yeah, I fucking loved every second of it, cause she just kind of sat there with her mouth open, like, what the fuck did he just say to me? And I'm like, that's right. I basically said I didn't think your old ass was gonna make it another fucking day, and I basically had hoped you had died. But she fucking deserved it. Do I have to fight a boss every fucking floor? The fuck is this shit? Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, great. Look, he defended himself.
Defend that shit.
Honestly, it's the only class I've ever failed, too. I've never failed a fucking class. Like, when my parents were getting divorced and we were moving and everything, I was, like, on the verge of failing some classes, because I was just, like, kind of like, whatever, man. My parents are getting divorced. I can do whatever I want. I don't fucking care, you know. So, there was a couple of times where I was on the verge of failing a couple classes, but I had never failed a class until then. So it took all the way to my senior year to basically fucking fail a class. Pop it here. Alright. You tell me, does he have any weakness? Sylphid. Sweet, thank you. That's this guy, right? Yes. But yeah, so I'd never failed. And then I've, you know... I just was pissed. And like I said, to then go to another same fucking thing, English 4, which is senior English again, and walk out with a 98, you know, I was so pissed. Because now I feel like I didn't do as bad as I actually thought I did in that class, you know. I feel like I probably had like a C, maybe a B in the other class. Because I was trying, you know, and I did extra credit, and I know I got good grades in that class. So for me to end up, I mean, not good grades, I got like C's and B's, you know. So for me to end up failing, it seems like she was just like fucking marking shit, complete bullshit, and trying to fucking screw me over. And I've had some shitty teachers, but that's the worst I've ever had. Like, I had a teacher when I was in 4th grade. Mrs. Venable. I remember her name. I'm okay at English. Like, I don't want to say I'm good at English because, like, I'm kind of a grammar Nazi, but only when it comes to, like, words being misspelled. Especially when they're, like, words that aren't incredibly hard to spell. You know? Or if people just took it took a minute to like sit there and go, is it your or is it you are? And I can just make the contraction, and they don't even fucking bother. They're just like, fuck it, I don't care. English doesn't matter. Like that stuff bothers me. I'm not very good at punctuation though. Like I do a lot of run-on sentences, and sometimes I place commas where they're not supposed to go, and I don't know where the fuck to ever use a semicolon and shit like that, you know. But for me fail English. That's not possible. Me good. Me know a lot word, okay? Me know a lot word. But yeah, so like that's just my thing. Like I'm bad at math. I'm fucking horrible at math. Except technically I'm decently good at physics, which is odd because I'm not great at science and I'm horrible at math, but somehow physics, the one that combines both of those, I was really good at. I fucking passed that class with an A-. I got out of fucking chemistry with a C, and I got out of biology with like a B. And I got out of fucking like geometry with like a C, barely getting out of it. And I got out of algebra with like B plus, maybe an A. I'm not too bad at algebra. But besides the math burst. But yeah, but for some reason I got an A plus. I got like I think it was like a 96 or something like that. 97 was my final grade in physics. I fucking loved it. But I also had a physics teacher that made physics really fun. You know, like she was one of those ones who let us do all the fun shit. Like she taught by letting us visualize things. Not visualize. What's the word I'm looking for? Interacting. That's the other thing I have with English. Sometimes I forget the fucking words I'm looking for. Basically, we got to learn by doing, you know? We got to learn, like, we got to learn velocity as well as what air can do to things by flying paper airplanes, you know? We literally had a paper airplane contest, you know? And nobody could fail that one, which was awesome. As long as you made a paper airplane and tried, she's like, everybody gets a passing grade. However, depending on how good you do, depends on how good your grade is. So, yeah, sure, conceptualize and apply. That works. She did the whole, like, soap bubbles and lighting them on fire thing. That was cool. We didn't get to light them on fire, obviously, but we got to make the soap bubbles. So we got to do part of it. We made like little derby carts made out of wood and stuff, and or not wood. They were made out of blocks. And she's like, build whatever you want. If you think something bigger and heavier is going to be faster, then build it. You know, if you think something smaller and sleeker is going to be faster, build it. Build because we were learning about air drag and things like that, and how air flows over things. And so that was also part of the paper airplane thing. And so it was really cool. So basically, she had this little ramp, and the fastest times got the best scores, and the lower times are the worst scores. But you still got a passing grade. Like, she wouldn't give anybody who actually did the work below a B. So the lowest you could get for like the worst time and everything else like that was like a B. It was like an 82, I think. You know. And so that was pretty cool. And it helped me understand things a little bit better. Besides, outside of a teacher just always giving out fucking worksheets and being like, look, this is what you need to know, this is what you need to do. And that's like how math usually was. Here's notes, copy them down. Here's a worksheet, do the worksheet. I hope you learned it. If you didn't, too fucking bad. You know? And that's what I hated about math. And that's what I hated about chemistry, was I had a teacher that was like that. And I actually learned the most in chemistry when the teacher I had got pregnant and had to take leave because she was pregnant and having the baby and everything. I learned the most when we had a substitute, because the substitute was actually a former teacher and could kind of help teach us. And so the former teacher substitute we had taught in a whole different way, would actually sit down and talk to us instead of just throwing up notes and stuff, and would actually answer our questions, you know. And I understand the other lady was pregnant and probably didn't want to spend as much energy as she could teaching us, but at the same time, you become a teacher to be a teacher. I don't know many teachers that are in it for the paycheck, you know what I mean? So it's one of those things where I'm like, I just don't understand why teachers, the actual teachers, not substitutes, the actual teachers put up fucking notes and say, copy this down, there's a worksheet, and they don't even fucking do anything. They don't go over anything, they don't do shit. They just do that and then they grade it, and that's what you get. You're basically self-teaching yourself. You could just take the fucking book, read the book, and then do work problems out of the book. It's the same thing. Like, that's not being a teacher. That's just fucking collecting a paycheck for almost next to nothing. And I don't understand it, because the pay is not that good. I mean, Texas teachers get paid pretty decently, but still, compared to like other jobs, the pay is just not that great, you know? But anyways, like I said, that teacher was great. Let me do this real quick so I can continue on, and then I can talk some more about some other stuff. I'm Lumina. The king was robbing me of my power. He was forcing me to make gold. My power should not be used by anyone but you. Take my powers before evil engulfs us all. Gain Lumina's powers. And the seed. Excuse me. But yeah, so like I was saying, I had another teacher, and I actually remember her name. It's funny that I don't remember the old lady's name from high school that made me actually fail a class, but I remember like my elementary school teachers' names. Like, so, okay, so we can start at 2nd grade, because that's as far back as I can remember. 2nd grade, I had Mrs. Bird, and her kid, Cameron, her son, Cameron, was in the class, and he was a little douchebag, and I would call him out on stuff, and he would whine like a baby, and so since that was her kid, she would punish me, because he'd be like, Mom, Josh is being mean to me, and she's like, that's OCS, you're getting written up, you know, and it's like, wait, what the fuck? You know, I didn't actually do anything wrong. I just called him out on his bullshit, basically. You know, and I get in trouble. And it happened a lot, because apparently I made an enemy of him by fucking calling him out a couple of times for his bullshit. Which sucks. I hate people like that. I hate that she allows him to be an asshole, and, like, he takes full advantage of being that asshole. So, there's that. Then in 3rd grade, I had Mrs. Peters, who really wasn't a problem, but that's when I first started encountering bullies. Okay, so these are all going to say the same thing, because I need another hint to know where the fuck to go. I mean, she might be. There's a good chance of that, whimsical. But anyways, so in 3rd grade, I had Mrs. Peters, and that's when I started encountering bullies and stuff, and it sucked ass. And I hate, okay, and this is going to sound a little egotistical, and I apologize, but I hated being smart, because that's what got me bullied. You know, oh, you know all the questions, you know all the answers, you know all the shit, you get 100, you just think you're so smart, and I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, because I'm getting 100s and shit like that. It's also the time, I'll combine two stories in one. It's also the time they started doing accelerated reader, and still want to deal with me, huh? And so they did accelerated reader, and I was really good at reading. That's when I used to be. This is when I used to love reading. Oh, that's awesome, Viral. But anyways, I had Miss Peters, and I would get bullied, and I would fight back, and that put me in OCS some more. But I also had really good scores, and so I ended up getting selected to go do this testing and whatnot for special placement, right? And so I ended up going to the testing at the high school, and essentially it was all these word puzzles and challenges, and these block puzzle and challenges and stuff, to find out my reading comprehension as well as my critical, I guess, puzzle solving skills or whatever. And with the reading comprehension, I was in 3rd grade. With the reading comprehension, I got to 12th grade, being able to read at a 12th grade level. And with the puzzles, I got to a 10th grade level. So that was pretty cool. So they put me in the advanced classing. And instead of going to regular class, I would go to advanced classing all day. And we would learn basically higher grade stuff, you know, which was really cool. I still had to go to PE and some other things like that, but I really didn't have normal classes anymore, just PE and a couple other things that they kind of had to make us do and whatnot. But I basically spent all my time in the advanced placement classing. So then 4th grade came around, and like I said, we still had to do some basic classes for part of the day before we could do advanced placement stuff. And so I had Mrs. Venable, and she was just awful. She was this old ass lady who was just the meanest person in the world, in my opinion. And everybody hated her. That's true, Viral. That's true. A good teacher can make boring subjects like you just want to learn them, you know. But but you're right. But a bad teacher can just make you turn away from that subject altogether. That is an awesome looking weapon all of a sudden. But anyways, that being said, the Werebuster. And the Oceanid Spear. Not that way. That being said, though, so I had Mrs. Venable, and one time she was taking us to lunch or whatever, and she was like, everyone's gonna be quiet in the line, everyone's gonna be quiet. If I hear any peeping, I'm gonna make sure everyone gets attention or whatever, you know. And so we're fucking walking, and somebody said something, you know, whatever, and she's like, that's it! Everybody, just stand still. And she just starts walking through the line, and she stops at me, and she goes, I know it was you, wasn't it? And pulls me out of the line, and I go, no, ma'am, I was quiet or whatever. And so she's like, that's a lie. Why are you lying to me? I know you're lying. And so she just bent me over right there and started spanking me in front of everyone. And of course, they're all laughing at me getting my ass whooped. You know, I'm a fucking 4th grade kid, so I just start crying because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do. What the hell? You know, so I had that happen, and my parents came up to the school to talk about it. And what really sucks is, like, the teacher wasn't even reprimanded. She's not supposed to be giving out capital punishment, basically spankings, you know. But she didn't get reprimanded. All they said was, all she said was, you know, all the principal said was, well, we can just put him in a different class. And so I got Mrs. Caleb's instead. They switched me to another class, which was fine. I did good in her class, and I still had the advanced placement stuff and whatnot, and all that fun stuff. And I'm just really upset thinking back on it that Miss Venable got away with basically murder. It's not really murder, but you know what I mean. She got away with doing something wrong, and nobody called her on it at all. I have no idea where the fuck to go now. See, I thought I was a good kid, you know. I was like, because I was just supposed to be like a little smart kid who wouldn't do anything and just did his work and shit like that. But I guess not, you know. So 3rd grade we had accelerated reader. I forgot to bring that in as well. 3rd grade we had accelerated reader. I can't even talk now. Reader. And I read so much shit and got so many points. I took 1st place on the 1st year of accelerated reader. So 2nd year I had Mrs. Venable, and then I had Miss Caleb's, and I took 1st place again in accelerated reader twice in a row. I read so much shit, but I had a rival. Kimiko Wadrisky was her name, and okay, great. She's no more help now. I don't know where the fuck to go. I have all these seeds and I don't know where to go. But I had a rival. She apparently was only a few points behind me. I barely took 1st place. And, what was I going to say about that? So, I beat her. Though. I took 1st place twice in a row. So then 5th grade comes around, and we get a guy, Mr. Pollard. And he was such an ass. To me. To the cool kids, they were like, he's the coolest teacher ever, man. He's so cool, because, like, he would talk to them and hang out with them and, like, you know, chill with them and be like the cool teacher. But to me, he was such a dick. And what happened was, basically, the cool kids would, like, do shit. Rivals arc. 4th grade, the Rivals arc is starting. Oh shit, here we go. You know, but so anyway, so yeah, 4th grade. 4th grade that happened. 5th grade, I had Mr. Pollard, and essentially, you know, like, they would do shit and they would blame it on me, and I'd be like, I didn't do it. And so the one I remember most vividly is one day the cool kids, and this is what's so fucked up to me, the cool kids who thought he was cool put a thumbtack in his seat and he sat on it, which I don't know how the fuck. I always try to look where I'm gonna be before I sit down, so I would see something like that, but whatevs. So he sat on it, and he's like, oh, what the hell? You know, he's like, starts screaming in pain and everything else like that. And, he's like, who did this? And everybody was like, oh, it's Josh or whatever. And I was like, but, and he's like, he stops me, he goes, let me guess. And this is a fucking teacher to a kid. He goes, let me guess, you didn't do it, right? Like, fucking taunting me about it. And I was like, yeah, I didn't do it. And he's like, that's it, I've had enough of this. I'm writing you up, you're going to the principal's office, you know, and shit like that. And I'm like, what the? I didn't do shit. I had never done shit. So I end up getting fucking OCS for a couple of days, which is on-campus suspension. I had mentioned it a couple times, but didn't actually say what it meant. But yeah, basically detention, in-school detention, for like 3 days for it. I'm like, this is bullshit. yeah. You know, I'm not that fucking old, Viral. I'm 32. 32. I'm not that fucking old. And when I shave, I look like I'm 24, okay? When I shave, I look like a youngin'. I'll shave here in the near future, and I'll show you guys. I look like a fucking youngin' when I shave. But anyways, so... I love democracy. But anyways, I'll call the dragon back, because I don't know where the fuck to go. Well, yes, Whimsical is kind of a youngin', but you motherfuckers, I ain't that fucking old. I'm not even a boomer. Fuck you, get out of here with this shit. Get out of here calling me a boomer. I'm not. Okay, I'm a fucking millennial. I'm a goddamn lazy avocado fucking eating millennial. Which isn't even 100% true either. I don't fucking eat avocados. Do you have anywhere for me to go? I don't want to go there. Hey, Luna. But, what do you mean I can't call him from here? Alright, there we go. Call him from here. So, anyways, though. Yeah, I'm talking about school. So, that being said, even after all that bullshit with Mr. Pollard and whatnot, and my sister had him too, and she loved him, because she was always one of the cool kids in school. Let's see here. So we have this place. Maybe we should go there. Let's go northwest. So even though I had all this shit, I still had the other thing. Me and Kimiko Wadrisky, you know, fucking Battle of the Ages, the fucking rival for the rival of the century over here for the accelerated reader. And I honestly can't tell you what the fuck happened, because we get to the when they're announcing the awards or whatever for accelerated reader and all that stuff, and they're like, third place is so and so, and I'm like, okay, I don't know who the fuck that is, but all right, whatevs. Second place is so and so, and I'm like, oh shit, second place isn't Kimiko. Wait, I didn't take third place or second place? What the fuck? And that's exactly what was going through my mind. Was I didn't take third place or second place? Like, I was like, man, Kimiko probably beat me. Like, I can feel like she probably beat me. You know? I don't know, because I'm not checking Discord right now. Sand Temple. I've been here. Fuck do I go? So yeah. I could not tell you, Viral. I really couldn't. Let me in here. This looks like a place I haven't been to. I definitely have not been here. What's going on here? Welcome to Koran's Ferry. Next stop, Moon Palace. There's a lot of nothing in the palace. Don't get lost. The boat's a bit unsteady. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. Sometimes I get that issue, and I have to restart my phone, and then it'll work. But anyways, okay, so third place was so-and-so. Second place was so-and-so. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, dude, I know that I had to deal with Mr. Paul this year, and he's kind of a jerk and everything else like that, but, did I actually not take even second place and whatnot? And so they're like, first place, and I was like, dude, Kimiko took it. I know she did, because I fucking fell behind, you know? And, I was like, fuck, I can't believe I couldn't even take second or third place. What the fuck happened? And then they're like, no, first place is Shippo. It's Josh. And I was like, holy shit. Like, I'm actually fucking, like, sitting there, like, stunned. I'm like, what happened to Kimiko? What happened to my rival? You know? I thought that here she would come and she was going to take me out this year, and she didn't. I don't know what the fuck happened to her. I don't know if because she lost to me the year before, she just didn't bother, or what. You know? But I beat her, and I took first place 3 years in a row. 3 years. And then I went to middle school, and so they didn't have Accelerated Reader there. And I found out, you know, because she was a great year behind me, I found out that the next year she took first place. So again, I don't know what happened to Kimiko that 1 year. She didn't take second or third, and she definitely didn't take first. So I don't know what the fuck happened. But yeah, it was definitely like the weirdest thing ever. But I took first place in Accelerated Reader 3 years in a row. So, and those were my really bad teachers. In middle school, I didn't really have any bad teachers except for one. I only had one bad teacher, and that was my 8th grade year. My grandfather, my mom's mom, had given me the first 4 Harry Potter books as a collection or whatever. And I was like, why the fuck did he give me this? Because my sister liked Harry Potter, and I liked Lord of the Rings. And he gave her Lord of the fucking Rings. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Like, does he not understand that, like, I fucking, you know, I don't understand how that fucking happened. You know, but I understand now. He didn't really care about us or anything else like that. Like, he wasn't that great of a guy. You know, just to be 100% honest about what was going on there with all that. He wasn't that great of a guy. But anyways, so I ended up saying fuck it. Maybe I should get into this. Maybe it's time. So I did. I gave it a try. In 8th grade, I started reading Harry Potter books, and so it was a world history class, and she was giving you a notice, we sent by. Who? Wait. Who was? She was. Kimiko was? Is that what you're talking about, Gimbu? Because if so, I totally missed it, but that's probably because there was that weird, awkward thing where she had a sister that was my age, named Tawny, and she was really pretty, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so in love with Tawny. God. But again, I was a 5th grader, so what the fuck did I know? I was stupid. But no, so back to me in 8th grade in world history. The fuck? I went in a circle? So anyways, what I would do is he would do the lesson, and I would do, good job, use magic absorb on the one dude who doesn't have magic. So I would do the stuff, and I'd get done, and I would read Harry Potter. But of course, like I said, I'm no stranger to being bullied, you know. Aha, look what I found. So I'm no stranger to being bullied and whatnot, and so I was reading, and they're like, what you read? Oh, you read Harry Potter, you nerd? You think you're like a wizard or something? Is that what it is? You think you're so cool? And I was like, nah, I enjoy reading or whatever. Because remember, I was still having this leftover reading thing from, what's it called? From, Accelerated Reader. Even though it was 8th grade, I'd still been reading all through middle school. I just didn't have what's it called? A competition to win. Hey, look, I beat this one too. I, Luna the Moon Spirit. Look, Luna, you're in the game. You're a spirit. I, Luna the Moon Spirit, have awaited you. So sad this place has grown, but not enough. Take with you my powers. Go. Mana is fading. Why was there no boss? That was kind of weird. But anyway, so I got through like the 3rd book before like the bullying got to a point where the teacher, this is the fucking teacher, mind you, okay? This is the teacher. And again, remember I was in the South, I was in Alabama, okay? And so I was in Alabama where it's about football and shit like that, you know. Fucking reading Harry. Well, oh no, we weren't reading Harry Potter. I was reading Harry Potter in my free time, not the fucking regular reading, because this is world history. But anyways, so you know, I'm in Alabama, and all these are football players bullying me and shit like that, which is funny because I was a football player in 8th grade. I was in band and I was in football because I could do both because they didn't have a band for football games. So I was able to do school events like the band stuff, and then I was able to do football events after school because of the, so I was able to do both. And so it's funny that even though I was a nerd and whatnot, and I was in band, I also played football, but the football jocks were bullying me because I read in class. It was the dumbest shit ever. But anyways, the teacher, this is what killed me. The teacher told me that I need to stop reading in his class because it's disrupting his class. And I asked him straight up, and I'm sure this is what pissed him off even more because, you don't want a fucking kid, I know you went to school in Alabama too. I know, Luna, I know. But for those of them like Viral who doesn't live in America and others who didn't live in the South, and whatnot, I'm explaining how stupid it was. But anyway, so that being said, he literally told me that I had to stop reading in his class because it was disruptive. Fucking reading, silently reading a book is disruptive in his class. Anybody want to try to explain that shit at all? It was the other assholes being disruptive, bullying me. And whatnot. So, he eventually said, here's what he eventually said to me. He said if I didn't stop reading in his class, he was going to fail me. And then, if he couldn't fail me, he was going to have me removed from his class. For fucking reading books. So I ended up stopping reading so I could pass this fucking class, It was ridiculous. It wasn't until after middle school and high school I actually dropped football because they said you had to do one or the other, and I chose band. Which was also fun because that's also the same time my dad said, "You're not my son, I disown you. No son of mine's gonna be a fucking band geek. Football's where it's at, I would have fucking played football if I'd been taller." So yeah, I had a shitty fucking asshole father as well on top of that. But, that's a story for a different time. When I first got to high school in Alabama, before my parents got divorced and I ended up in Texas, I had a couple of bullies there. But what was really funny about that one was the fact that eventually I got those bullies off of me. I did actually finally get those bullies off of me. Because... Where am I at? Oh, I'm all over the damn place. So I need to go north a little and then east. So north and then east. See if I can get into this place now. That sucks, Viral. Okay, still something missing there. I don't know what. I'm still missing something. So, anyways, these bullies in high school, right? They would just always fucking come up and punch me and bully me and fuck with me and shit like that and whatnot. But I finally just snapped. I finally fucking snapped. And man, let me tell you, like, sometimes snapping is the fucking answer. I mean, it's not always, but sometimes it is. You know what's funny, Doobie, is like, I can't really watch rugby. I could watch American football all day, but I can't really watch rugby. I have nothing against rugby. I don't really understand the rules or what the hell's going on there, or anything else like that. But, anyways, like I was saying, though, sorry, I got distracted again. They would punch me and other things like that. They would just basically asshole bullies and whatnot. And, what was I gonna say? They do tackle each other raw with no armor. Anyway, so, like, one day they were walking behind me and I heard them talking, and they noticed it was me or whatever, and the leader, the leader of the bullies was like, "Hey, watch this." And he falls on top of me and pushes me down. He goes, "Oh God, I must have tripped. I'm so sorry," or whatever. And everything like that. And he starts getting up, and I start getting up, and he pushes me back on the ground and goes, "Haha, sorry." And I just snapped right then and there. I got up and I grabbed him. I pushed him up against the wall.